Hello and welcome to today's Tiger webinar, and we want to welcome you also to the busy kitchens of Crossroads, right, Herlan? We're in Crossroads.
Correct, Lydia.
I am Lydia Palmer from RIT's Division of Development and Alumni Relations, and I'm your moderator for this event. We're happy to have you all join us today, and we hope that you and our Tiger family are well. As we continue to adapt to our new working environment, we want you to know that RIT's Office of Alumni Relations is available to help all of our alumni with a variety of needs, including new virtual content, learning opportunities, and networking and career assistance through our current work and life realities. If you are not already connected to the RIT Alumni Association social media channels, including Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram, we encourage you to follow these accounts. You'll find up-to-date communications and opportunities to connect with other Tiger alumni in your region and your industry through these social media channels. Those links can be found in the chat box, and the chat box can be opened by clicking on the chat tab at the right of your webinar window. Many in the RIT family have asked how they can help our students and the university as we respond to the pandemic and prepare for the fall semester, which starts in just about a week or two here. So first and foremost, our new graduates and current students are seeking positions for full-time careers and co-ops, respectively. Many of these positions have been delayed or canceled entirely, and we would ask that if your company is hiring or would consider adding a co-op post, please contact Chris Steeler in RIT's Career Services Office and allow her to post that position in our systems. In addition, as RIT prepares for the return of students in a few short weeks, there is now an unprecedented need for financial aid scholarships for continuing and incoming Tiger students. We would ask that you consider making a gift to our scholarship fund if you are able. We've put that link in the chat box, and we thank you very much. Just a few housekeeping points. We want to ensure that everyone is familiar with the presentation tools. If you are joining from a remote location and are currently signed in to your company's VPN, we encourage you to close that channel during the event. This platform is secure without VPN. All attendees have joined in mute mode. However, your questions can be entered in the chat box at any time throughout the discussion. We'll make every effort to address all of your comments and questions throughout the webinar. You're joining the event using broadcast audio. If you wish to dial in by phone, dial-in information is provided in the chat box. Live captioning is also being provided, and you can find the link to access that in the chat box as well. The webinar will be recorded and made available, complete with captions, in approximately 1 week following today's event. All participants will receive an email with the link to the recording. If you have any technical questions, please feel free to type those into the chat box as well, and we'll do our best to get you the appropriate answers. And now on to our webinar. We're pleased to welcome back Herlan Manurung, Chef de Cuisine at RIT's Café and Market at Crossroads and Midnight Oil. He is going to introduce us to his fish with citrus sauce entree. Herlan has been with RIT Dining Services for 14 years. He hails from Sumatra Island, Indonesia, and grew up in a society in which family gatherings always included a celebration of their culture's food. This inspired him to become a chef. Herlan is particularly attracted to the art of food. When he was a teenager, he saw a food artist competition with chefs sculpting ice, food, butter, and chocolate to turn ingredients into artful centerpieces. He graduated from the Culinary Arts School and worked for a number of 4- and 5-star hotels as a baker and pastry chef. He also worked for a number of cruise ship lines, traveling around the world as a garde-manger food artist. And he then returned to fine dining on land as a sauté chef and a sous chef. He joined RIT as a cook, rose to sous chef, and then to his current role as chef de cuisine for Crossroads and Midnight Oil. Herlan, we thank you for joining us today, and we also want to thank Chris, who is at the ready to assist, and our audience is all yours.
Hi, everyone. My name is Chef Herlan, and then this is Chef Chris, and we're so glad that Lydia let us come to this webinar to share some of our favorite recipe here that, I hope everyone can do it at home some point or even tonight for dinner. So today we're gonna have a salmon with a citrus chili sauce, and then first time we're gonna just wonder if everyone have their recipe access for the recipe. I just so I can explain it better.
Yeah, we did send out the recipe. I hope everyone received it, and if not, I think my technical assistant may be able to pull that up and also
Sure.
put it into the chat box as well, just to make sure everyone knows what you're working with.
Excellent. So basically, first step, we're gonna make a sauce they call citrus chili sauce. So we're gonna make it all the sauce, and then we're gonna let it cool, and then we're gonna work with the fish later on, and then we're gonna show you how to fillet a fish or take the skin off from the salmon, so you can practice it at home. I'm sure Chef Chris will demo how to do it later on. And first, Chris will turn the stove on, and then we're gonna mix every ingredient except cilantro and then cornstarch slurry. So we have here water, yeah, hot water, little, some little bit, yeah. And then I have vinegar, rice wine, garlic, and then we do have ginger, orange juice. We have lime zest. This is lime juice, and this is sambal olek. It's like a chili paste. You can find it easily in the Asian market, or Wegmans probably have it on their Asian aisle. We can a little bit of that. Got some sugar.
Erlan, how much orange juice?
Orange juice should be about half of the fresh orange. And then same thing with the fresh lime juice, like about a teaspoon or a half teaspoon. And put some soy sauce. Yeah, and then let it boil and continuously stir it so the sugar dissolve, and then we can add the cornstarch later on. I'm mixing a cornstarch with water. Stir it really good. The key on this sauce is you want to pour in the cornstarch when the mixture of the liquid is boiled or hot. You don't want to do it when it's cold. It won't work. Okay, and then it's probably take about 3 to 5 minutes, depend how high your stove BTU, which is this is a small stove, so it probably take a while, a little bit. It starts steaming right now, and if I can show everybody here on the camera, the mixture liquid is just like that, and then let it boil. Everyone following so far? I hope so, right?
I think we're hanging in there.
What do you think, Chris? The smell is good?
Smells good to me.
Excellent.
I know a couple of you
And for
are
the-
asking for the actual recipe. We're trying to paste that into the chat box, and if that doesn't work, then we'll certainly email it to you right after the event.
Yep, it's the mixture now is start boiling, and then you want to reduce the heat into medium. Yeah, and then we can pour in a little bit of the cornstarch. That's enough now. Let's see. And then keep stirring it, and then you'll see the mixture start thickening. And just wait another minute to see if we need more cornstarch. See here. So thinner, we can add it more.
So just make sure you're whisking when you add the cornstarch too.
Correct. Excellent. So I'm gonna show the camera if you can see it. Really thick now, so and then just let it cool off on the side. And then later when the sauce is cold, we can add it cilantro. Now we're gonna move this over there. And now Chef Chris will show you how to fillet salmon. So I know in the recipe it says I prefer wild caught Pacific salmon. You know, I like it because mostly Pacific salmon is a wild caught. If you get the what is that? The other beside Pacific is Atlantic is mostly it's a farm raised. So I personally like a wild one because they taste better to me. But again, you know, if you do not like salmon, you can use other kind of fish like tilapia or what else crazy thing?
Haddock's good.
Haddock is good.
Sea bass good.
Sea bass is good too. Mahi mahi, one of the best for this.
I agree.
But we do have available salmon today, and then I will have. This is a whole half salmon. So if you want to follow Chris here, how to fillet it, we have see the other side of the salmon. There's a skin. Some people like the skin on when they sear it, which is fine. You can just cut it into the portion, but we're gonna show you how to deskin this. So first, you wanna cut a slit from the tail part. Just cut slit like that. Yeah. There we go. And then you just let it flat the knife, and then kind of working on to the middle. There we go. Stop there. All right, and then you'll see. So people, and then the skin like that. All right, and then there's another trick here that I can show you how to do it. If you just cut a little bit slit here, and then slice it a little bit, and then you can use actually your hand. You just put it underneath here, and then you just kind of push it.
So, Herlan, when you're selecting the fish that you're going to do this with, because you just mentioned a couple different varieties, are you looking for a texture, or are you looking for a particular flavor in the fish?
Flavor and texture is our I mentioned it, a coho, and then what else I put it? King salmon. King salmon is the best. They are more red, the color, and then they're more milder than the silver salmon, the coho. So
okay, so mild flavor and maybe a steakier fish is what you're talking about.
Correct. Yeah. So, but they're not far different, you know. Just some people like the king eyes. The king eye salmon is more firm there than the other one. So, like you see, I use my hand just working through underneath, and then it comes nicely beautiful. And then, Chris, you can start.
Do you want me to clean up the other side too, or no?
Yeah, you can cut this a little bit.
So now we're just cleaning up the fish, making it look nice So it has a nice even sear because you can see it's a nice even texture all the way through. Some people like to clean off the other side too because there's kind of leftover fat and skin from there. So we can go ahead and right down the middle is the bloodline. You kind of can't see it, but with a knife we're going to come down and take it out because that could harm the texture and the flavor of the fish. So usually if you get it going, you can just rip the whole thing out and it comes out pretty clean like that. And that's just garbage. You want to eat that.
Then flip it, make sure check there's no bone. We do have tweezer, right?
Oh, yep, I got a couple there.
Yeah, make sure you don't want to have bone in it. It's really dangerous.
Yeah, you don't want to crunch down on that one. See, it comes right out. It's kind of hard to see. So you want to be gentle when you're pulling bones out because they are small and skinny. You just want to get a nice grip at the end and just kind of wiggle it out, and it should come right out.
There we go. Excellent. You can just feel it on the surface. If you feel like there's a bone in it, and pick it out, and then feels like so good right now.
Nice
so,
and smooth.
and then we can portion it about 6 to 8 ounces portion.
You want me to chop that around up too?
I don't need to.
Okay. Good.
Or what you do is probably kind of angle to that.
Perfect.
Just finish it, Chris, and then I will show you guys how Chris is gonna sear it really nice later on. I'll be back. Gotta wash my hands.
I'll leave that.
All right, all good, Chris?
Good to go, sir.
All right, now we're gonna turn the stove on.
You go slide that down a little bit for me. So I
Yeah.
can see it.
And you can season up with the
Salt, pepper.
salt, pepper.
So they're just one piece, yeah?
Couple of them. Two. So the key of the searing is you want to turn your stove on high for like a minute, and then to heat the pan of the bottom of the pan, because you want to sear it really on high temperatures to make it crispy on the top and about soft in the middle.
I'm washing my hands.
All right, sure. Okay, I have vegetable oil. And swirl around a little bit to all surface of the pan. And then a little butter. And let the butter to be melt butter. And the only thing that you know the butter is ready is when there is no more bubbling after they melt. That's mean there's no more water on the butter anymore. So that's when you know it's ready for searing. Go ahead, Chris.
Right. Skin side up.
Skin side up. Throw it a little bit there. About, let's say, about 2 minutes each side.
Sure. Just to get a nice good sear, good crust on it.
I usually like to get the oil and then pour it greasily on top of the salmon. Sure. There you go. Take a shot. Can start flip that, Chris. Nice. So this is the color you're looking for the salmon. Crispy, nice, brown, right?
Yes, sir. You want to?
Yeah, and then I usually in the kitchen, in the professional kitchen, after I sear it, I put it in the oven to finish it about 3 to 5 minutes. But we're just gonna finish it on top of the stove. It's only 2 pieces. So on the stove is probably around what, 3 minutes, 4 minutes at the most.
About that.
While we're waiting for this to be cooked, and then we're gonna add cilantro to the sauce, Chris. And I need to plate somewhere. Give me 1 second.
So here's the finished sauce with the cilantro, if you can see it. Cilantro is obviously for flavor, but it's a lot for color too. Because first and foremost, we eat with our eyes, and then we eat with our mouth. So that's a good start to make it look good first.
That's this.
Good?
Good. Plate up a little bit. You can just plate up one of this one here. Here, Chris. Push it there. That's the salmon, and then the sauce on top of it. There we go. Looks nice. And you know, it's fast served with like a wild rice.
Sure. Any type of grain like that.
Any type of grain, quinoa,
salad, sure.
or even salad.
Yep.
And then just put it on top of the salad, and then a really, really present.
Tasty dish, yeah.
Yeah, you want to try, get a spoon or
Sure.
something?
Yeah, that sounds great. And salmon always looks so nice when you're serving it. It's a nice, colorful kind of fish. So, question for you, because I'm reading the instructions that we have on our recipe. Am I reading this right? That this can be served either warm or cold?
Correct. We can serve it. The sauce, correct? You said or the salmon.
I'm asking about both. I'm unclear whether it's the sauce that can be served cold or whether the whole thing can be cooked and then served as a chilled dish.
I personally like the salmon to be hot, and then the sauce either warm or cold. Cold is the best.
Okay.
Because you can use it for like dipping sauce. Like for example, when last time we make dumplings, this is one of the best for dipping sauce too.
Oh, so the citrus sauce can be used for our pot stickers too?
Correct. Anything, or even dressing for salad.
Oh, yum. Okay.
And then you can substitute the fish with chicken if you like chicken, for the salad, stuff like that. So I did.
So it's just a good general sauce for someone to have in their
Correct.
toolkit.
Exactly. So
Very
right, Chris?
Yeah, that's terrific. If anyone has any questions, just go ahead and put them in the chat box, and we'll make sure everyone's ready to make this great dish either for lunch or dinner tonight.
So when I cook salmon, I like the middle, it kind of little pink. It's just my personal taste, but some people like it all the way done. Just like when you cook steak, some people like well done, some people like medium or medium rare. I like it on salmon, it's about medium. What do you think?
So we do have a quick question for you. If the salmon is thick, about how long are you looking to cook that?
I'm
Is there
sorry.
a rule,
Yeah.
rule of thumb?
Can you say again?
I'm sorry, I just asked if there's a rule of thumb for how long the salmon needs to be cooked to get to like a medium rare or a medium.
Medium rare, probably a minute and a half each side, and then medium, probably 2 minutes each side, and then if you want it well done, probably 3 to 4 minutes each side.
Okay, and then question on, so do those cooking times vary if you're using other fish, or is that just a good general timeline?
For sure, because the time is connected with the source of the heat and also the size of the fish. So, for example, tilapia is really thin, so they will be faster. For example, mahi-mahi will take longer because they're thicker fish. Sea bass will be thick, so they'll be longer. So if you have a probe in temperature to check the temperature internal of the meat, you can stick it in the middle. Fish is a minimum of 145 degrees.
Okay,
That's safe to serve.
okay. And we just want to, one more time, we want to make sure we've got clarification on the amount of orange juice. You're saying a half of a fresh orange is what you were squeezing
Correct.
out. Is that right?
Yeah. So you orange, you cut it half, and then you squeeze it for half of the orange juice.
So that's got to come out to a couple of tablespoons.
Probably, I would say.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Wonderful. All right.
Anyone else? Any question? Any about this meal or cooking in general? We'll be happy to answer.
Yeah, I think we've got a whole bunch of hungry people on the line right now. So
It tastes delicious.
It's fantastic.
It's refreshing, is it? That you can taste the citrus and then
The spice.
the spice, and then if you like spicy, you can add more of those red chili flake or sambal oleg. They call.
yeah, well, this is great. Thank you both so much for sharing a really great dish with us. If anyone does have additional questions, you can go ahead and email them to ritalum@rit.edu, and we'll direct them to our chefs. And yes, we will remind everyone that we will be sending you an email in about a week or two with a link to today's webinar recording, and we will paste that recipe in that email again, just to make sure everyone has it. There is one question here that says, is the tinned variety of wild Pacific salmon okay as an alternative for real fillets, because they have a hard time finding fresh wild caught salmon in the supermarket?
Like I say, you can get the Atlantic one, the farm raised. Usually, they are easily to find in Wegmans or Tops. They usually have it. It's a price about $7.99 to $10.99 a pound. It depends what kind. So, like I said, this is just my personal preparation. I prefer wild caught, but some people can get it. Cannot get it, so they just get the Atlantic one, which is more popular at the groceries setting.
Yeah, I think you can also find some of these in online, that there are fish companies that are delivering direct to the consumer.
Correct.
Is that right?
I know in
Good.
Rochester area, Palmer's do have it.
Yep, the direct to you market.
The direct to you market is
Yep.
over Jefferson Road.
Yep. Yeah, and maybe a couple of there are Palmer's and there's a couple of good fish markets in town that might have it if the general grocery stores do not.
So for when you're searing, we like to sear the skin up first. So
the side that had the skin on it is what you start.
correct.
That side. You can kind of see there's a different color. That's the skin side. That goes up. So that's the side that goes down.
First, yep.
Okay. So the side that had the skin on it is up first. You put
Correct.
you put it down to the other side first. Okay.
Correct.
And Marcia just shared that Costco has a great wild caught salmon. So there's
There we go.
another source for people.
I'm
All
sure.
right, terrific. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. We want to remind you that you can find a full listing of upcoming virtual events at rit.edu/alumni/events. We have several coming up each month, and we'd like to include you in as many as possible. Please exit the webinar by simply closing your browser window, and do let us know what you thought of the webinar through a brief survey that you are going to receive via email. Herlan and Chris, thank you so much. I think we're all going to go have a really good lunch.
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you.